Hello, third graders. It's Mr. Hall again. So today we are working on week 4, day 1 reading and math packet. So you'll notice that your packet today, it says day 1 at the top, reading and math. It has your vocabulary definitions, which you guys are really familiar on how to do this, so I don't worry about that too much. There's some text-dependent questions. For this page, you'll need to read the story of Dog of the Sea Waves before you can answer these text-dependent questions. So you're going to want to make sure that you have that up and ready. The rest of this is math. We'll go over that a little bit later on today. But let's start off today here with our packet on vocabulary definitions. So what I thought might be easier, rather than have you go through Think Central, is if we went through some of the vocabulary words together. So our first word is voyage. And it says, the explorer's voyage or ocean trip to Hawaii took more than a year. Now, some of you will notice this part right here where it says voyage and then it says or ocean trip. This part right here where it says or ocean trip, it's talking about the voyage. This has a very special, it has a very special way of talking about what the word means, what the word voyage means. It's called a definition in context. What that means is that the definition for the word is right there in the sentence. So when you read this, the explorer's voyage, see the comma? So that tells me to pause. So the explorer's voyage or ocean trip to Hawaii took more than a year. So I know that a voyage is an ocean trip. Pretty cool, huh? Let's move on to our next word. Next word is lava. This one many of you guys know because you remember playing that game, The Floor is Lava. Some of you are probably right now jumping up around your house and acting all cuckoo crazy. Please don't do that. Your parents will not appreciate that. Your family will be really upset with me. All right, so the word lava, it says Hawaii's islands formed from lava or hot melted rock from volcanoes. Hey, there's another definition in context. It's telling you that lava is the hot melted rock from volcanoes. It's this orangish red stuff coming out of the volcano, which I'm pretty sure many of you guys know. The next word is rippled. The lava in Hawaii rippled into tiny black waves as it cooled. So when we talk about things rippling, it's usually like they're bumpy. It's kind of like if you take your fingers and you go like this. You feel those bumps on each one. That's kind of a rippling feeling. Or if you drop a rock into a pond and you know how it makes the circles, the ripples, and they get bigger and bigger and bigger. That is what rippled means. It just means kind of wavy or bumpy. The next word we have, arrival. And it says when visitors first come to Hawaii, their arrival is welcomed. So your arrival is when you first get there, when you arrive, when you show up. So that's what they're talking about here. The next word, guided. It says this man guided or led tourists through a park in Hawaii. So guided, again, there's that definition in context. Do you see it? Or led. So the word led means guided. If you lead somebody somewhere, you're guiding them. Just like I am guiding you through these vocabulary words. I'm leading you through them. Sweet. Next word is twisted. These girls twisted wire around flowers to attach them to crowns. So when you twist something, it's when you take it and you turn it, you're twisting. There's also the twist like the dance. Let's twist again like we did last summer. That's pretty fun too. But this twist, they're talking about actually turning and wrapping around something to twist it. Let's move on. Number 7, your 7th vocabulary word is aboard. And it says each racing canoe has 6 people aboard. They are seated on the boat. So when it talks about something being aboard, we're talking about a boat, and it's about being on the boat. So when you get on the boat, they say that you are aboard. You are on it. If you take a look here, you can see the racers here on their racing canoe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them, just like it says. Very awesome. Have any of you guys ever been on a canoe before? I was on a canoe when I was in Boy Scouts many, many, many years ago. And for me, it didn't go well. We were in the middle of the lake, my friend and I, and we were canoeing, and off we went. My buddy Floyd, we were going and going and going, and then he decided to be really funny. It would be real funny if we started rocking it like this. And he did, and before we knew it, bloop, I was in the water, he was in the water. He was laughing. I was not laughing. I did not think it was very funny. All right, next word is anchor. Now, sometimes kids get a little confused on this with this CH sound here. CH, normally it does make that ch sound, but in this case, it's being used as a k sound, and that happens every now and then. Another word that you might think of is the word ache, like I have a stomach ache. An ache is A-C-H-E, and it makes, so CH can make that k sound every now and then too. So on this one, we have anchor. Anchor. A heavy anchor holds the boat in place when the boat is stopped. So if you look, here's the boat, and this is the anchor. And I think many of you are familiar with seeing this, seeing an anchor before. You've probably seen it on ships, especially around Coos Bay. There's quite a few. Next word is spotted. Now, the word spotted, there are multiple meanings here. One, spotted means that it's covered with spots. Like if you have chicken pox, your hands will definitely be spotted. This one, though, let's read the definition and see what they're talking about. It says the tourists spotted, oops, let me bring it down, sorry about that, spotted. The tourists spotted or caught sight of whales in the ocean near Hawaii. So you can see there's a whale here in the illustration that they used, the photo they used. So this spotted that they're talking about, it means to catch sight of something, to see it. So I spotted. It's like, you know, I spy with my eye. I spotted, you know, what you saw. Next word is bay. People can swim, snorkel, or sail in the gentle waters of this bay or inlet. And when you talk about a bay, what we're talking about, if you take a look at this picture, see how the land kind of comes in here, and it goes almost all the way around, and then the land comes back this way. And so there's just this narrow opening here, and then there's all of this. It almost looks like a lake almost, you know, if this land were to continue all the way across, it would be a lake. But a bay, what it does is it's when the ocean, when you're allowed to come into the land like this, and it makes this area here is called the bay. Just like Coos Bay. Coos Bay has an inlet like this where the water comes in, and boats are able to access the sea. Great. Those are our vocabulary words for today. So now that we've gone through those, you will be ready and equipped to go through your definitions. So the first one here are all of our words again: voyage, lava, rippled, arrival, guided, twisted, aboard, anchor, spotted, and bay. Write the word that matches the definition: a curved inlet of the sea. Hey, we just talked about an inlet. Do you remember that part? We talked about the inlet. We're talking about a bay. That's right. So you'll write the word bay here. Tiny, forming tiny waves. Remember that one? We talked about if you drop a rock into a pond, you're going to get these things. What are they called? Yeah. If it's making tiny waves, it's rippled. That's right. So this word would be rippled. So on my first one here, I have bay. And on the next word, we'll write rippled. Did you notice that I'm not racing through my writing, that I'm really taking my time because I want to make sure everybody can read it easily? Now, from here on out, I'm going to have you take over the rest of these on your own. I have every faith that you can do this. When you are finished with this page, I want you to take a small break. Then I want you to bounce back, and I want you to read Dog of the Sea Waves. Dog of the Sea Waves in your in Think Central. And then when you're done with Dog of the Sea Waves, you will be ready for these text-dependent questions. Now remember, when you answer a text-dependent question, the most important thing is that you are rewriting this sentence in your answer. So when it says, what is the purpose of the first page of the story, page 314, then you would say, the purpose of the first page of the story on page 314 is, and then what does it do? What does it tell you? What's the purpose of it? What is going on with that page? On the next one, it says, what does the author tell us to show that the story is happening a long time ago on page 315? So then my answer, I would say, the author tells us, and then tell me what it is. Blah, 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 whatever the answer is on page 315. The author tells us, blah, 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 to show the story happened a long time ago, period. What is the same about all things that the brothers like on page 316? So on page 316, all brothers like blank, right? which is the same. Or all brothers like the same thing, which is blank. What's the same about all those things, all the different things that they like? And then you'll continue on with the rest of these on your own. Just remember, you're rewriting this sentence and then including your answer. All right, you got this. You are in 3rd grade. You are on a good trajectory. That means a good path. And I have faith in you. If you need to take a break along the way, hey, take a break. Get up, walk around, go outside, kick a ball for a minute or two, but come back. Do not let your work stack up. I got you. If you need some help, please reach out. I am more than happy to help any way I can. All right, boys and girls, enjoy Dog of the Sea Waves.